Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Alyssa Cooper, and this is Cooking in Quarantine. So I'm a little behind the 8 ball today, but I did do a lot this morning. So I've kind of thought about things like, we're coming up on a new year in just a few days, and another holiday or two are going to require some feasts to be prepared. So I spent some time over the last few days, and I've reorganized my shelves over here and reorganized the cupboards above and below. I've cleaned out the refrigerator and tossed a lot of things that maybe were starting to be questionable. And I've started thinking about having things that are easy, so that if it's a snowy day in January, it'll be really easy to whip up a big bowl of pasta or something and not have to go trudging out into the bad weather or that kind of thing. So one of the first things that I did back in the winter last year is I told you about how I like to keep little jars of flavor, and we made chimichurri and we roasted garlic and all kinds of stuff. And just the other day I pick up my phone or whatever device I'm reading, and I see something about garlic confit. And I thought, oh my gosh, this sounds even better because it's going to be easier. You don't have to do that squeezing. Well, maybe not easier, because if I loved you, I would have gotten here earlier and I would have gotten all of this garlic prepped up. And I'm going to have to move that piece of paper that's blowing in the wind, or it might drive all of us to drinking. So I'll just slide that right there. And then we'll put that back in a different way. Hello, Miss Kelly, how are you? So here we go. We're going to make, like I said, we're going to confit garlic. And if I loved you, I would have gotten up this morning and gotten this done. But instead, I cleaned out my fridge and went and bought lots of toilet paper and got more, what do you call those things? Poinsettias. And kind of started, this is coming very quickly upon my birthday week. And I'm one of those people that is kind of a princess and does not like to do much of anything except play on her birthday week. So I am hoping that I get everything done. There's a little piece of a little moldy up in here, so I'm going to pull that away. And I'm going to take this opportunity to separate away some of the paper and such. These are some smaller pieces. So anyway, when it gets to be my birthday week, I like to have fun on my birthday week. And whether that means, now of course it was a normal year, I would be excited to go to lunch with all manner of people on any number of days in the next few days, but that's not likely to happen. There is every likelihood that they will close indoor dining this week. So I don't know if my reservation at Pastis will be indoors or outdoors, or if there will be one at all available for me. But to my Pastis friends out there, I'm coming again for my birthday. I'm very excited. If you're open, I'll be there. So anyway, here I'm separating some more. The recipe says I want 30 cloves of garlic. One thing I do know that I want is all of this papery stuff gone. So I'm going to take this. Hey Kelly, look at these. I got these cute, since you're out there. Look, can you see? Buffalo plaid flannel pants. I got them for like $10 or something stupid at the Old Navy, and they're so comfy, I can't even tell you. I have that feeling like today may be one of those days when I may not want to actually put clothes on. I may stay in this pajama-like state all day long. Yeah, I think that might be a really good plan. So I'm not sure how many, I wonder how many cloves will fit into my cute little jars. I wonder how many people would like to get this for Christmas. Anybody like to have a jar of this for Christmas? I guess you could all make your own, couldn't you? Save on postage, gasoline, all that kind of thing. All right, I'm thinking that this is starting to be kind of close to what would fill one of those cute little wide mouth half jars that I have. And I think that we'll kind of pause here. And then you won't have to sit here all day while I struggle with 30 pieces of garlic. I think I'd rather not pull a Judas today and keep my pieces of silver to a minimum. So there, I have this put aside. So the recipe that I saw originally was a Cook's Illustrated, and when I looked back just to have a quick peek and make sure I wasn't going to have the wrong number of the wrong amount of anything, I found one from Food and Wine that suggests that we put bay leaves, thyme, and some chili in it. And you know, I've been saying that chili keeps you healthy for the last few weeks, so we're going to add some chili to it. It seems pretty close to peeled. All right. And so all you have to do here is just trim it. That has a little bit of a turned spot, so let's trim that off. Beautiful. Trim the top off. Put that aside. I gotta tell you, putting these little skins in a cup is almost inspired on my part, if I may say so. They don't blow around. Of course, I have to have the windows open in order to be able to be here in the kitchen under these hot lights. I'm not complaining. I'm happy that I have somebody to play with today. It's getting to be, I've noticed more people have saying in online discussion groups that I belong to, using the words, you know, lonesome and lonely and missing interaction and that kind of thing. So I think that maybe it might be a good idea, especially in light of the holidays, if you're being responsible and not being with anybody except people that are inside your immediate COVID bubble or your immediate family. I think maybe it's time to reinstitute the old Zoom cocktail hour, right? Or maybe make plans to have an online dinner, maybe even if it's just something casual, like everybody orders pizza on a Saturday night and several of your family and friends get together and eat pizza, you know? Drink a couple of beers, laugh and giggle, tell some stories. That's, you know, that's the kind of thing that really matters. It doesn't matter whether you're really together, as long as you connect, right? So start connecting again. We all have to take our own happiness into our own hands. So be proactive and plan some little something. I actually had a night the other night, we didn't even bother to put ourselves on FaceTime, but we sure did have a good time, I'm here to say. And, you know, it can be, you know the people, you've seen the newspaper articles about all the people that have left New York, if not permanently, at least for the hills for a little period of time. And so, you know, there's not as many people as I used to know within a block of me. And I don't run into people in the grocery store every morning and that kind of thing because people are not right here in the city anymore. You know, and I know that is one piece of it, and another piece is that, you know, a lot of people have lost people here in this year, and not just to COVID. And so I can't even imagine the kind of grief that you must have if you aren't able to have all your people around you when you're in trouble. So there's that. I will say that all this garlic sure does smell good, and there's something almost like yogic-like about trimming up all this garlic. I hope I'm not getting little pieces of stuff in it, but I am down to my last few pieces, it looks like. Awesome. Again, I like putting it in the cup. The Slut Cup is doing good things for me today. So these last few pieces, it looks like are going to be helpful and come apart really easily. Hooray. Now I probably, if I were smart and an organized or professional cook, I might have been doing something like heating up my oil over here. But no, why would I do that? So I'm just going to stand here and I'm going to continue to just chat on for a little while. And I'm going to say that my family has decided that we're probably not going to do Christmas at all. And let the kids have Santa. And then when it's safe to travel together, travel either together or to one another, that we would do some kind of crazy Easter, Valentine's, pagan, Christmas mashup. And so whenever we can get to there safely, we're going to do it. But I just don't feel like that there's any way for me to safely travel from New York to Kentucky, especially when Kentucky, my town, is a hot zone. I don't think that that's smart. So, hello, Denise. I'm going to be smart and I'm going to stay right here. So one of the things I'm going to do in the next few days is do a little bit of testing. So this morning I just got inspired and I got some puff pastry at the grocery store, because that is one of those things that you have to be a glutton for punishment if you think you're going to make your own. And so I got some that at Trader Joe's to see if theirs is, you know, good and high functioning. So there are a couple of things that I'm going to do. I'm going to test making a little, like a little beggar's purse with my cranberry ginger left over from Thanksgiving, which I froze a bunch of it, with goat cheese and little purses, right? And I thought also, because I was thinking about thinking towards Christmas, and I thought that I might make like a beef Wellington, but what if I could just make big, beautiful steaks and make little like Wellington pouches or something like that? So I'm just going to play a little bit. So I have one thing of it sitting in the fridge coming up to thaw. Another thing I did this morning was I pulled out all the pieces of, what am I trying to say, Parmesan that need to go into the freezer so that they'll be ready to go into soups to kind of give them a little more body and such. And so here we go. I'm going to start working on this. Now it said that you don't want to fry the garlic, right? You just want it to gently cook in oil. So I need this is how many cloves of garlic do you think you have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, let's call it 15. It's a little more. So I'm going to pretend like I'm making a half batch of this. So that means that instead of 2 cups of oil, I need 1 cup of oil. Of course, this pan may be too big for what I'm doing. We'll see. So I'm going to do a mixture of grapeseed because it has a higher flash point. And sugar duggar. Okay, well, there you go. There's me messing up. It's what I do best, right? Let's see if I can pull this back up before I get all, oh good. I'm not going to get olive oil everywhere. Perfect. So here we come. And thank goodness grapeseed oil is nice and inexpensive. And let's do the rest here. And I've got another nice bottle of olive oil over here. And now, da-dum, here we go. All right, that's nice. Because actually I think that this will cook. I will like this. It won't deep fry it. It will, or deep cook it, but it'll just probably just cover it. Now let me rub all of this into my hands, because who wants to waste all of that lovely, lovely moisture? Okay, beautiful. Wipe those off. My hands will look like I'm 10 years old again. Ta-da! All right, so here's this. So this recipe suggested that we put some thyme in it, and I have this thyme that's been sitting here forever, so I'm just going to throw it all in there. not forever, but a week or more. And a little bay leaf. So actually, let's put another big piece of bay leaf in there. Why not? Let's also turn this heat way, 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 way down. And then it asked for a chili. And I remembered I had these chilies from, I don't know what I made sometime a long time ago, but I figured dried chilies probably don't go bad. So I'm going to throw one of those in here. Perfect. I like it. Set that aside. I think I'm going to put a little bit more oil in here just because I want to make sure that my garlic is going to be covered. And then we're going to gently lay this down in here because who knows how hot that oil is. Perfect. All right, so I'm going to spread this around just a little bit. Excellent. And it looks like I might be at about the right temperature. It said that you just want to see bubbles around the edges of the garlic. Beautiful. I like this. And I'm also thinking about how incredibly flavorful this oil is going to be when it's done. I'm also thinking about this oil that's right here and in danger of spilling all over the place. So let me just sort of pat that up right there. This bag needs to be washed, and this looks just beautiful. So let me get myself a timer so that I don't lose track of what I'm doing. But I think 5 minutes at least, right? Don't you think? So let's sort of tidy up a little bit. I'll put the grapeseed oil away. And we'll take this where it can be thrown away and thrown away and tucked away and put into a clean bag. And this, even though I'm out, I'm going to put this back down here until I'm ready to deal with that. By the way, if you are an Ely coffee drinker, there is an insane, oh my goodness, that smells good, a sale at Trader Joe's on Ely coffee. I bought 10s for $9.99 this morning. So run to Whole Foods is all I can say. All right, I have hot spots and cold spots, so let's move this around. And part of that is because I've got the window open and it is genuinely cold here today. Like I put on the big fake fur coat this morning. Okay, let's see. That's gonna do better. Yeah, there's just a little hot spot right there that doesn't want to. There, move it around a little bit. Excellent. Now they're all cooking at more like the same level. Awesome. So the next thing I'm going to need is one of my little wide mouth jars. Now I'm going to need probably more than one wide mouth jar because I'm also going to want to save that flavorful oil. But that's going to be more probably like this size bottle, right? Because I put a full cup in there, and this seems like, oops, it's less than a cup, or maybe it's exactly a cup. Maybe they both will work. Anyway, so one of the things I'm going to do is heat up a little water in my teapot so that I can put, hello, Miss Sale, how are you? Would you like to have a Zoom cocktail party? Oh, you haven't been to Stanford at all? Wow. I've only seen any member of my family, that being my parents, in South Carolina several weeks ago, back at the end of October. So anyway, I'm going to do this. I'm going to get a little teapot going with boiling water so that I can make sure that these are bacteria free, right, before I put this in here. Yes, the oil should keep oxygen and that kind of stuff out, but there's no reason why we couldn't be just a little extra careful just because. So anyway, so yes, it is very, very chilly outside here today. You need all of your coverings. I put on ear coverings, and I realized that now that it's winter, the mask is really welcome. I did not get nearly as cold as I normally would have because I was masked, right? So stop bitching about the mask. Wear your mask. And guys, I saw somebody that I know very well make a case about, without work, you have no freedom. Without freedom, I don't know, whatever. And I understand that a lot of people are financially in trouble. And I'm just going to say, I blame Mitch McConnell for that. So as much as I understand that you want the freedom to engage in trade, to make your money, to pay your bills, you know what is more important than money? There is no livelihood if you don't have your life. And I promise you, I have friends who lost a close family member yesterday, and there is nothing that they wouldn't give to have that family member back. So there is no livelihood without life. So guys, listen. I see also so many people screaming and yelling about socialism. What the heck do you think got us out of the Great Depression? And if you are so anti-socialism, then here's what I'm going to say to you. When your house catches on fire, put it out yourself. Take your own garbage to the dump. Fix the potholes in your road. Don't ever call the police or 911. Don't use a public hospital. Don't take vaccines or anything that's developed at the CDC, because all of that is what your tax dollars go to pay for. And before Reagan, we could have nice things. But he took the effective tax rate from 70% on those way overpaid people, on those dollars over $500,000, $1 million salaries, and brought it down to 28%. And that's why you can't have nice things anymore. That's why we have to make money on your health care, and why we have to make money on imprisoning people, because we now have a world filled with billionaires. So if the people who have more money than they will ever spend in many lifetimes would actually pay their fair share, I'm not asking any of you regular working stiffs to pay more than the 15 plus state tax plus city tax. You probably pay about 35-40%, right? Well, we wouldn't have to pay more than that if people would pay their fair share. So if you don't like socialism and you're going to bitch and moan about socialism, then don't use it. Okay? Don't use it anymore. But understand that without it, that we are about taking care of our communities. How is that so hard for people to want to take care of the other people in your community? Because when your community is strong, you are strong. When your schools are good, your children grow up to have opportunity. What is broken inside people that is not okay with them, that's not what they want? Anyway, that's my story, Morning Glories. My garlic in here is starting to very, very gently brown. My water is going to start boiling very, very soon. And it's one of those situations where you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to burn something, because I'm going to be distracted trying to do more than one thing at a time. And let's see what happens. Let's first get rid of that so it doesn't scream at me and make me histrionic. And then let's move this over here so that I can take my 2 little jars and fill these up with some nice hot water all the way to the tippy top. So now those should be not like dirty from sitting in there in the cupboard for however long they've been sitting there. And I'm going to do the same thing to the tops. Why not? Scalding water is good for you. And then with the blast of freezing air that's coming right in here, it's all perfect. And there's that. And it looks out like it went perfectly over here. I still would like for all of this garlic to be just a little bit browner, but this is really starting to look nice, and it's looking like it's getting soft. I think this is going to be just delicious. And of course, the more important thing is how delicious is this oil going to be? Right? Yum, yum, yum. What will I make in that? That's a really good question. And this pepper is starting to really fatten up in here. Okay. So I guess it would be probably not stupid of me to maybe have something like this set up so that when these guys are ready to come out, they can actually come out and not hurt anything or anybody. So when playing with hot oil, I'm always very, very careful. And I've got my scoop here. I really need one of those Chinese style. That's what I really wish I had. Who knows? It's Christmas. I might get some kind of a addition to my Christmas here, my kitchen for Christmas. I came this close to buying a KitchenAid mixer on Facebook Marketplace, but it was they messed up with the zip code. It wasn't in New York, it was in Boston, and I figured, what's the point in buying one at a discounted price if you have to pay the crazy fee for shipping it, right? So I sadly did not end up with one, but we'll see what happens in the near future. I can't even imagine what I would do with one. You know, here's how I make mashed potatoes, you know, pastry blender. What would I do with a KitchenAid mixer, I wonder? So I'm just patiently watching these little guys slowly get a little browner. The oil smells absolutely fantastic. I can't even tell you how beautiful it smells in here. I can tell you that it's cold enough in here that my nose is running, and I literally can see like cold air rolling in the window, so I think I can probably close the window now. Let's try that. Burr, burr, burr. Ooh. Ooh. Things are in the way. And this again is the kind of thing that happens when I end up burning something, right? Because I let myself get distracted by the cold. So this is one of those things that, you know, you think it might be super fast, but I mean, it's been a while since it started to brown up, and I wonder if I should pierce it. I didn't do like I did the other day and forget to take the tag out of my shirt, did I? Okay. All right, this is soft, but it's not as soft as I would like it to be. I want it to be spreadably soft. Okay. So I think it's going to take another few minutes to do. But, of course, I'm going to have more than a couple of hands to get this out. I'm going to, once I finally feel like that they're soft enough and brown enough, I'm going to gently take them out with this thing, whatever you call this thing, with the holes in it, and put them here into the sieve and let them drain out. Then I'll put them into my clean jar, put those cloves in the clean jar, and I probably will spoon a little of that oil over them because that's a flavor, layering flavor, and also because the oil on top will help keep bacteria out, right? So that's my story, and I'm just going to stand here and warm my hands because it's so cold in here, but my hands are so soft from the grapeseed oil. So let's see who all is here today. Hello, Denise, and who else? And Sale, and Kelly, and all you guys. Thank you so much for coming. And you know the story. The reason we're here is to remember that you have very, very few responsibilities in quarantine. One is to stay upbeat, take care of your mind. The second one is to stay strong, to take care of your body and your heart, to stay masked, to stay distanced, so that you don't have to go into the hospital system. That's all, guys. So, you know, they've told us that we have 5 days to get our hospitalization rate down, and we can still have some indoor dining. It's cold today. It would be very challenging to eat even in one of those little Quonset huts that people are putting outside for dining. So, all I'm going to say is be super careful, stay far away, and make it so that we can at least enjoy dining a little bit through the holiday season. It certainly will make, at least for some people, some very lonely holidays a little happier if they could go out and have their favorite steak tartare and French fries in a nice setting at Pastis next Thursday. That would make me very happy. So, and if you're thinking, Alyssa, why are you dining inside? Those of you who don't know, Pastis is one of those restaurants that all of the street-facing walls are doors and open, completely open. So the whole thing is open. And we'll be near, it'll be fine. We'll just sort of have a little heat near us, that's all. So these are really starting to look beautiful. Oh my, they're so pretty. Oh, baby, 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 they're beautiful. And I'm so pleased with myself that normally I would be the kind of person who would be very impatient and would want to crank the heat up. I'm feeling really good about this. So as soon as I get this off the fire and get them in the thing, I'll show you what it looks like. Look for it on Instagram. And don't forget to come back in about an hour and let this play on your computer through my YouTube link. Ciao, guys. Take care. I love you. And I'll be looking for that invite for all of those FaceTime cocktails. I'm ready to drink all weekend, kids. Love you. Bye.